Hi guys, welcome back. This is Dream Shipwrecked, and today we are going off to find the Queen, or at least fight the Jabberwock. If you remember last time, we were dropped off here by the Griffin, who was a minor character in all the other books, and now we're off to... I don't really know. I mean, we're kind of just in the middle of nowhere in this gigantic, godforsaken lava fortress, so we'll see what happens. Now, bear in mind that the lava doesn't kill you instantly, but if you remember the water physics from the shrunken level, it's kind of hard to get out of water once you get in. So, you can technically get out of the lava and save yourself, barely, but you can do it. In this case, not so much, not unless you're very lucky and happen to fall in just the right spot. So, this episode will have a lot of jump cuts, or regular cuts I should say, because it's from me falling in the lava and dying over and over and over and over again. Fun! Great fun. See, because if there's one thing that platforming games really need, it's lots and lots of instant death traps. Especially when the controls are a bit wonky, but you know, that's beyond me. So, I went through and read the journal. I'll go through and actually read it play by play in a later video. I won't do it now because it's actually a very long book. But a few points that I wanted to clarify that I didn't get right in some of the other videos. For one, the doctor who's treating Alice properly, the one who's actually trying to help her, for better or for worse, was named Dr. Hieronymus Wilson, not Dr. Bumby. He was the bad guy of... well, spoiler alert, he was the weird guy of Madness Returns. So, yeah, he's definitely not the guy who's trying to give Alice a leg up, if you will. The Mad Hatter is representative of the superintendent of the place, so I don't know, warden, I guess? I mean, it was basically a prison ward, but you can call him whatever you want. And the Duchess was a nurse who commonly tried to, you know, help Alice, or hurt her. I mean, basically, it wasn't trying to hurt, but, you know, still early, 40s, 30s medicine. Pretty rough. Once again, I'm going on a tangent of games involving women, or girls, I guess, being subjected to early forms of lava. And death 1. Anyone want to keep a count? Early forms of, you know, that kind of stuff. So, the nurse is the Duchess, and she's actually not that bad. She did try to do some, let's say, unsanctioned experiments on Alice, and kind of was not that great of a person. But she did give her back her rabbit, which was the key to, you know, fixing her mental state. Granted, by drawing her ever deeper into her psychosis, but, well, I mean, it ended up helping, so that's what the important thing is, right? What was that? Fireballs. Oh, do you remember those fish that were under the water in the small world? Well, guess what? They're full size now, and not only can they spit fireballs, they can latch onto you with their tongues and draw you into the lava, where you will pretty much instantly die. We'll see that plenty of times later in the video. So, the nurse, we got the superintendent. I believe that the good doctor might have been Caterpillar, but I'll check that again when I actually read the book. And then the Tweedledee and Tweedledum are obviously the orderlies, that's the word, that tried to... I mean, they were responsible for trying to force feed her and all that, but they mostly... force feed her and all that, but they mostly just tortured her. I mean, they would help occasionally, but they mentioned a couple pints where they were making fun of her, despite the fact that she was comatose and therefore couldn't actually respond. Luckily, there's no other abuse thought of, which is thankful because, I mean, Alice is still a young girl, so thank God for that. Especially considering some of the themes of the second game. But let's not dwell on that, shall we? This part is a pain in the ass. Any of them, really. It's just jumping from platform to platform while being bombarded by these stupid fish. It's a bit rough. I'm using the ice wand a lot more. It still eats through your mana like none other, but it's useful. Oh, no. Okay, we survived. Barely, but we survived. Ooh, that's just a sliver of health. We gotta be really careful. I don't remember if I actually died or not. So, I'm as tense as you are. Really, I swear. I can't see my timeline at all. Really, promise. The ice wand is still strong. I don't know. It's a weird spot where it's not really efficient, but it sure looks pretty, and it's certainly effective. I'm kind of wondering if the meta essence, they have different varieties, because it seems like the ones that we get out of the demons do a lot less. I mean, there's the large ones, obviously, that allow you to get a lot back, but I thought that all the small ones were the same. Apparently not. Because, I don't know, that's not very much at all. The music in this area, I believe, is Fire and Brimstone, and the soundtrack is the same. So, you got that. External material, speaking of the art book, we have... sorry, a lot of loading screens in this. The art book, you know, we have the soundtrack, but a while later, American McGee kickstarted, or is it, I think it's Kickstarter, a series of animations that took place after the game. I'll probably link them later in the thread or in the comments at the end of it. I'm not really going to go into them, though, because they're kind of bad. I mean, just the animation quality is very poor, and the story is kind of nonsensical even for this kind of game, so we'll just stick with what we have. I personally prefer it like this. You know, it's fond memories. It's funny because I had expected it to be really good. I mean, you have all this, you know, design thought that goes into it, but then again, I think the... correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but the only other game that American McGee has made was Grimm, which was a kind of a platformer, I guess. You would play the character and you had to run around and cover the ground with as much grossness as you could. It was it was kind of a little bit creepy, I guess, but it's also pretty kid-friendly. Other than that, I don't think he's actually had anything to his name, like not American McGee branded. I'm not even sure if he came in on the Madness Returns. I assume he did, but I don't know, maybe he's just doing coke and having sex with whores or something.
Time for action has arrived. You should not waste a day. No lame excuses do you contrive, nor tolerate delay.
It talks like I'm on holiday, Cat. Wandering about, having a bit of fun. The Oracle's an idiot.
Confront what frightens or offends you. Reckless or insulting talk should never go unchallenged.
You bizarre creature. I was beginning to like you.
Like me or don't, but believe me, the Jabberwock must be eliminated, now. Blow open the gates and confront the Queen.
I don't have the final piece of the staff. Without his eye, how can it be done?
I don't know, but you must. The situation is urgent.
What good are you to me? I'm supposed to attack this ferocious creature, but I'm not even sure this is my fight.
It's no one else's, Alice. Only you can save yourself.
Save myself? From death? Is that it? Is that why I've come here? I'm not afraid to die. At times I've welcomed death.
Not death.
What then? A fate worse than death. I'm not stupid. Don't make me think you are.
Think what you will, but know this. You withdrew from your world after the fire because you could not bear your terrible loss. When you answered Rabbit's call, you began to emerge from your tragedy. Stay on this path, Alice. Save yourself, and you will save Wonderland. You will restore us all.
What I've been feeling, I am beginning to understand. I broke this world, and only I can repair it.
Go well, Alice. The Jabberwock waits. With Griffin as your partner, you have reason to hope for success. He's the strongest among us.
So yeah, apparently Caterpillar was the Oracle all along. Can't say I'm super surprised, because who else do we know that is kind of airy and gives extremely vague hints to things and all that bullshit. So, surprise, surprise, I guess. Come on. There we go. Yeah, a lot of these platforms you can't really tell which ones you can and cannot jump on, so kind of a guessing game a lot of times. But hey, there's our house. And yes, that is our house. The house that Alice was in, and I mean, she didn't burn it down, technically. Her cat burned it down when it spilled an oil lamp that she left burning. That is a key part of it, by the way. It's not something that accidentally happened. Well, I mean, it was an accident, but she feels responsible not only because she didn't tell her. Well, I mean, she's trying to warn them, but they shoot her away in the opening cutscene. But also because it was her lamp that she left burning. I assume they were implying she was up reading late at night or something, and it got knocked over, and that's how she died. And everyone died. Come on. Here's a lick attack, and we try to get back up, and fuck those little fish. I hate them so much. What a pain. But yeah, we're going home, guys. Let's see what's inside. Let's pull a Franbow and go find our kitty, right? Right? The Jabberwock's lair. Oh. That's not what I want. What?
You've kept me waiting, Alice. Have you never heard that punctuality is a virtue?
You and my dentist's assistant have much in common.
You're habitually late, aren't you? Between your dim-witted daydreaming and your preening vanity, the hours just fly by. There's barely time for anything else.
That the best you can do? Hurl second-rate insults, they don't hurt.
Your family was expecting you to come to them, weren't they? Perhaps they thought you might warn them of the danger, being close to the source as you were. But they waited in vain, didn't they? And died for their trouble.
We were all asleep. It was an accident.
You selfish, misbegotten, and unnatural child. You smelled the smoke, but you were in dreamland taking tea with your friends. You couldn't be bothered. Your room was protected and spared, while your family upstairs roasted in an inferno of incredible horror.
And here we have the Jabberwock. We need to grab his eye, so let's take it out, shall we? There's a few things about this boss that I really like. One, obviously, we're in a burning building. Now, the Jabberwock is, in my interpretation, I believe this is others, a version of... Hey, I was talking here. Do you want to maybe... He fell off. Is he coming back? Oh, no, that's not him. Where did he go? Oh, I guess we're gonna go find him. Bye, Alice.
Have you never heard that?
Okay, let's try that again. He's a symbol of Alice's guilt about the fire. And for one, his lair is the burning wreckage of her own house. And the outside is very pretty, very, nice what her image of the house is in her own mind. But once she confronts the idea of going inside the house, it turns into this hellish burning landscape, and the Jabberwock appears. She's going into the idea of this house and fully exploring it, and when she does, she's finding her guilt, represented by the house and Jabberwock. Now let's look at the design of the Jabberwock itself. For one, it's an automaton, like most other things, but it's powered by a furnace. That's unusual for some of these things. Most of them are powered by electricity. Instead, this one is entirely steam and fire. And he uses fire to attack. Well, I mean, Alice's family died in a furnace, effectively. Their house burned down around them and killed them. So the heart of the Jabberwock is that furnace. His wings are also interesting, as well as the little spines in the dorsal area, I guess. They have the markings of full wings, but they don't go all the way down. If you look closely, the struts extend too far. And if you look here, the actual cloth doesn't actually cover.
Hurry, Alice. The eye staff is yours. The troops are gathered. Everything is ready. I'll deal with the Jabberwock. You are our champion. Lead us to victory in Queensland.
And here's Griffin being a Deus Ex Machina and saving us the day. But yeah, the Jabberwock is very important to the entire story, and I'd say probably the biggest part of trying to save Alice from herself, I guess. So, we'll see him again. He's not gone forever. Now here's a fun little thing. We have Humpty Dumpty here. He's a bit sour, that's for sure. But if you look closely, he'll occasionally gesture with his hand. Come on. Oh no! Being distracted. Phantasmagoria is so much easier now that we have the jacks on hand. Everything's easier now that we have the jacks. I love them. I love them so much. Jack me nimble, Jack me quick, come on. Why do you run so much faster when you're on fire? I guess that would make sense. I would run fast too if I were on fire. But yeah, he keeps pointing to this brick here. Now this is actually a secret, one of the few secrets in the game. So, you hit the brick and what happened? If you go down this little tunnel here, then look to the left, there's a little passage that opens up. And when you go into that passage, you get this. A trumpet.
A blunderbuss in the hands of a blockhead is a catastrophe waiting to happen. You're not a dunderhead, but exercise great care.
Yes, it's a death trumpet, a blunderbuss. Blunderbusses are basically old-fashioned shotguns. They used to be used by hunters and cavalrymen, but as I flip through there right now, we have every single weapon in the game. The blunderbuss is the most powerful one, not necessarily in terms of efficiency, but in one shot. So it doesn't have an alternate attack, it only has a primary attack, which is a huge area of attack that uses up every bit of your mana and does a gigantic amount of damage. So don't miss. The eye staff, however, is also very powerful. You charge up a beam, and then it's a very high damaging beam that can basically plow through anything for not that much mana. And at the end, it gives you a nice explosive too to pound through anyone that's left. You just have to be careful, because if you're too close, like that, you blow yourself up. Now what's this? We can hold this down and slowly drain our mana, and throw off these fireworks, which are... oh, I guess we missed. Well, I guess that's... oh, wait, they're homing! What do you know? It's almost like I planned that. The attack homes on whatever enemy, so it's good around corners and things like that, but it's also not super efficient. So, we'll just go stick to the regular one. If we can hit it, come on. There we go. And here we are. This is the gate. It's so beautiful. No, it's not.
Only the Jabberwock's eye staff can pry them open.
I'm glad it reminded us of that. I didn't know that, despite the fact that we spent the entire half the game trying to get it. Alright guys, see you next time.